100 rated chess, but you're looking for your lost checkbook. All checks must be discovered. A simple explanation for those of you who don't know what a discovered check is. In this position, if I move my bishop to another square, my queen will be able to give a check to opponent's king, and this check is called a discovered check. Very simple. Let's go. We get a 123 from Bangladesh. G3. E5. Since it is not very practical hoping for my opponent to give my king some discovered checks, the best plan is just to avoid checks completely. If I get a random check, the video ends. B4. And since there is obviously no way I am going to get checked, this challenge is just barely an inconvenient. We'll go for the bomb cloud opening. Come at me, baby. Bishop h3. d6. Blocking a dangerous diagonal that can get my king checked. I am not a coward, this is just the right way to play the game. Knight c3. Aha. Knight d5 is a check, I have to prevent it. Well, I mean technically he can still go knight d5 check, which immediately ends the video. But who plays like that anyway? Right? Of course. That blunders a bishop, but I'm not very comfortable letting his knight jump to g5, h6 instead. There is no need to worry about his light square bishop, that thing cannot give a check anyway. He trades. Fine then. Knight takes e5. Okay, that is a bit scary, but I believe everything is still absolutely under control. D takes e5. That opens up a very dangerous diagonal, but even if he goes bishop a3 now, his pawn is blocking the check, and b5 unleashing the bishop is actually a discovered check itself, which is completely following the rules of the challenge. Knight e4. Okay, I don't know what that does, but it is definitely better to not allow a knight being too close to my king. f5. b5. Aha. That blunders a horsey, but if I take it now, there is bishop a3 check, which is not a discovered check, which ends the video. So I guess c5 blocking the potential check. Knight takes c5. Now I can take d3. That doesn't impose any immediate threat, but keeping my king on a dark square is a bit unsafe when he is still having a dark square bishop. Therefore, king to f7. There is no more light square bishop, and since my opponent doesn't really have a lot of materials anymore, I'll say this challenge is already a win. Rook g1. Knight f6. f4. Aha. That blunders a rook, but then my queen will be giving a check that is not a discovered one. Therefore, e4 instead. Remember that I am also forced to only give discovered checks. Gonna have to set up the pieces for a discovered checkmate. This game is probably going to last for a bit longer than my initial expectation. d4. Queen takes b5. a4. Queen b6. Bishop d2. That drops the d-pawn. Bishop a5. That blunders the rook again, but still I cannot take it. Queen e3 instead. I mean, now there is queen d7 check, which immediately ends the video. But I mean, he should be able to see that the d7 square is obviously defended twice by both of my knights, plus there is absolutely no reason to move his queen out and completely abandon his own king that is being heavily pressured by my queen for half of the game now. Right?